Hello guys, how's it going? Billy55 back with another video. This video is going to be a slightly different video, but the long story short is that this video is basically just to say that I'm not dead, I'm still here. Life recently has been, well, it's been a kick to the nuts. And this video is, like I said, it's just to say I'm not dead, but it's basically just to provide a little bit of a channel update. Not even a channel update, it's I don't quite know what this video is, quite frankly, but either way, this is just going to explain where I've been and what we're doing for the future. So the timeline for this video is going to be all the way back to around about September of 2020 to present time. And it's more of a case where I just need to get some stuff off my chest, because at the moment, like I say, life has just been an absolute kick to the nuts. I'm gonna go back as far as May or June 2020 start off with, to give you some context, and then we'll go from there. Now, in around about May or June time, I'd been noticing there was some there had been some issues with my girlfriend. She was very unwell. I'd noticed she was vomiting a lot. She had basically headaches that would absolutely just immobilize her. And it comes to a point in, I believe it was the end of May, where she went for an MRI scan, and there was a tumor found in her head. Not necessarily a brain tumor, or it wasn't necessarily a brain tumor, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to call it a brain tumor, because that's the best way I can describe it, to keep just to keep my thought process. So this tumor was discovered, and it was a pretty big tumor, to the point that the NHS was saying, yeah, this needs to be dealt with ASAP. And the earliest slot that they had available was, I believe it was mid-July. I think it was the 14th of July 2020. At the time, I was working as a over-the-road truck driver, and I was away from home, where Kimberly was at a pre-operation consultation, and by chance the neurosurgeon had said, I've actually had a cancellation this afternoon, would you like to go in for the surgery? So I get a call informing me of this, and I'm talking with Kimberly about it. I obviously say to her, I would jump at this opportunity. We have a talk about it for about probably one of the most emotional 20 to 30 minute conversations on the phone I've ever had. Just constantly, it's just a reassurance talk, and just trying to keep her spirits high. I think at one point I was saying to her, because the way they were going to do the operation, they were going through the nose, drill the back wall of the nose, and go up into the brain that way. Well, not into the brain, but to the skull. And at one point I'm just saying to her, just imagine that they're just going to basically pick a massive bogey out of your head, and hopefully that'll make you feel more at ease. And lo and behold, it raised her spirits a bit. She was laughing, I could tell she was smiling, everything like that. And yeah, I let my company know, and even the boss was saying, look, if you need to point the truck home, we'll get a driver out to you halfway to change over with you, everything like that. The issue being is that at the time I was somewhere just south of Inverness in Scotland. I knew by the time the operation was over, which was due to be a 3-hour operation, I would be not even halfway back to the yard. So I said to the boss, leave it with me, You know, her brother's at the hospital with her. I'll let you know once I've heard back from her brother. Long story short, the operation was a great success. There were some snags with it because it turns out that the size of this tumor, the neurosurgeon actually had to cut the tumor up while it was still in her head. There were various hoses and lights and tools and all sorts going up her nose to get this tumor out, and it was one hell of an operation. I mean, neurosurgeries, they're not exactly small things anyways. But it was a great success. But not only was that the only snag from the size of the first tumor, and yes, I did say the first tumor because there was actually a second one behind the first one, but from the angle of the MRI scan, the second one had actually been hidden behind the first one, and this one was just slightly smaller than the first. And to put it into perspective, that neurosurgeon was going off of, you know, the basis that the first tumor was that big that it was creating this immense pressure because it was pushing against her brain and her skull and creating this immense pressure. So if he's doing that, if he's making these assessments all of the size of that first one, I can only imagine what the pain must have been like having two in her head, creating that amount of pressure. Anyways, I get a text from Kimberly's brother to say the operation's been a success. She's still asleep at the moment, but when she wakes up and when she's feeling up to it, I'll get her to give you a call. You know, so everything's all good there. I was home the day afterwards anyways, so, you know, I know she's looked after with her brother. You know, and believe it or not, I was going to come back that same day. But the phone call from Kimberly, she actually she was she absolutely refused to let me come home. So yeah, it was one of those. Well, sod it. We're the type of couple where, you know, if there's money to be earned, then we'll go out and we'll earn it. You know, we still put each other first, but it's a case of, you know, it's a case where, you know, we always say, look, I'll be there for you, and if the other is saying no, just stay at work, I'm absolutely fine, there's no need to worry, then we know that there is no need to worry. So, you know, we've got each other's back in that respect, as any couple would, I imagine. Anyways, so that's the pre-context to it. So around September, August time, September time, I made a return to SAF. I was really excited to get back with Ron and John and a couple of others, Stanford, you know, some of the OG members of the BCSO when I first joined. Everything was going great, everything like that. However, come October, November time, well, even no, late September time, early October, I noticed Kimberly was deteriorating again. Same symptoms. She's vomiting a lot. She's getting pounding headaches to the point it's basically just, you know, it just stopped her dead in her tracks. Another scan was done, and it turned out she had another tumor growing in the void from where the first two tumors had been removed. So I went and took a month's LOA from SAF. That was the maximum that I could be granted at any one time at that point, and then after that it was sort of like I was on a modified LOA sort of thing, or you know, at the time John had just stepped down from the BCSO and Les had taken over as sheriff, and Les had said to me, you know, if I need to, you know, give you exemptions for certain weeks, then absolutely I will do so, but you know, we can't just have you on LOA forever kind of thing. And I was like, I totally understood where he was coming from. However, ultimately in the end I decided to leave SF because I felt that at that point I was just basically hogging a spot in SO which could be used by so many other people. So I made my decision. I left in November time, you know, and it was mid-December where Kimberly went in for this operation again. It wasn't necessarily a physical operation. It's something called radiosurgery. It's similar to radiotherapy. There's a couple of differences. I don't really quite know what, but, you know, as long as it made her better, that was all I was concerned about. She's now getting better again, but for the first week and a half to 2 weeks, oh, she was out of it. She was feeling sick, ill, just absolutely bedridden, exhausted, from just from the amount of radiation her body had taken on, which was a small amount of radiation, but it completely knocked her out. But this radiation is designed obviously to target the bad cells and everything like that, and perfectly healthy cells are left unaffected, everything like that. Point is, she's getting better again, and for the most part, she is back to her normal self. So this leads you to wonder, well, why haven't I gone back to SAF? Well, that's because around the December time, I was talking to 2 good friends of mine now, and they have, in many respects, become they've become a close part of my life, or at least my online life. They were there for me when Kimberly was going through this radio surgery and the brain tumor, and then, even then, I think actually in many respects we were sort of talking when she was going through the first one, and it was just that's where we sort of met anyways, or when we met anyways. But to put it into layman's terms, we decided to basically create a 5M community. Now, the 5M community's sort of been worked on since, I believe, late November, early December time, since then, and been going on since then. At first it was, late November to early December, it was just a 5M server which we could dick around on as friends and, enjoy ourselves. Come to the new year, and we were like, you know what, fuck it, we can make something of this, let's do this. So we started deving the server, getting emergency vehicles in, EUP, all that sort of stuff. I had a couple of friends help me out deving the server. One of them goes back as far as LCDPS, which for those of you that haven't been following me for a long time, and those of you that have been following me a long time are going to remember fondly, I'm sure. That's a trip down memory lane. But one of my friends from LCDPS Hightower, he is helping dev the server with ourselves at the moment. And yeah, we have opened the community up now, so I will be making a video announcing that in the future. But yeah, at this point, it's sort of I'm on agency now. I get a lot more flexibility with agency. I can pick and choose my days as I see fit, and it gives me an opportunity to return to YouTube now. And with me coming back to doing some 5M stuff, it's a breath of fresh air. Definitely. I can manage my own time to spend with Kimberly and spend with others. I can manage it as I please, and still enjoy 5M at my own pace, really. Don't get me wrong, I'll be meeting the activity requirements as best I can, but again, it's not a case where I'm set to a certain amount of LOA per year or whatever. So there is that. But to conclude, Kimberly's gone through hell and back twice, and the new year for me has just been, like going to hell and back. I had to, be there for Kimberly, which naturally I'm going to be anyways, while working through probably one of the absolutely maddest seasons for transport going when it comes up to Christmas. So I was taking every hour under the sun, and then every hour that I wasn't working was near enough making sure Kimberly's okay, either ringing her because she's at her brother's or her mother's or around at mine, and then just also of the free time I got off that, just dicking about with friends on 5M. And it was, I mean, like I say, those of you that have been with the channel for a long time will know that I take a break around about Christmas time to really focus on work and stuff, and just provide some financial relief for the Christmas period. You know, you're getting presents for your family, your loved ones, friends, all that sort of stuff, which you want to get out and done out the way, you know, before it all turns round. So yeah, there was that. And then January and February have been, again, works still there. It slowed down. All of a sudden it slowed down quite a bit, which I'm totally comfortable with. I'm happy with, and I will get to actually do a bit more on YouTube. So I will be looking to do that. However, like I said, community's open now. There will be a video following on to announce that, hopefully within the next week or two. And I mean, yeah, that's about it, guys. So I'll leave it at that. You know, obviously, I hope you guys can understand why I've been away. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting so long. However, we all know life comes first, and that's just the fact of the matter. It really is. You know, and come March to April time, well, coming up now, because obviously now it's March, near enough anyways, 3 days to go. But towards the end of March, beginning of April time, there might be some downtime there. I'm hopefully, touch wood, going to be moving in with Kimberly around that time if finances and all that lot allow. So that will be that'll be good. That will be good. But yeah, until then, guys, the YouTube channel is going to be up on occasions, and it's going to be down on quiet on occasions, and it'll be like that until at least after April. But once that's done, I am hoping to really get to grips with coming back to YouTube and just making the most out of it, because YouTube, in many ways, YouTube is it's just my release, really. It's just like something I can come home, I can relax, I can record, I can stream, I can do whatever. I can make some sort of hyped up Need for Speed Hot Pursuit music video on it like I used to do back in the day, or I can just sit back and patrol and enjoy my time with friends, you know. And don't get me wrong, I will miss every second of patrolling with SAF, because the guys in SAF are just fantastic. You know, and I make no apology for that for those that, you know, have maybe fallen out with SAF or whatever. I don't care. You know, there are honestly cracking people, and that's not to say that those who feel otherwise aren't cracking people. They are too. I just hold a difference of opinion in that I can mediate, or sorry, I can rationale between, you know, what is unnecessary grudge and what is actually appropriately using caution if I feel that I want to distance myself from someone. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna be me, guys. Thank you for thank you for the support over the time, because I know I have, albeit it's slowed right down, but I've still somehow gained subscribers through the entire time that I've been down. I've never dropped the subscriber count thus far, and I hope it keeps growing. I really do. So thank you for that, because it really it does mean the world to me, actually, the support that you guys give me. But yeah, so I appreciate that there's been a lot of and ahs and, you know, moments where I've been trying to catch my thoughts while I'm narrating this as such. But yeah, long story short, guys, shit got hectic real quick in 2020. You know, it was not anyone's year. 2021 was basically like the bull in the china shop just came straight for me, got me by the belt line with its horns and took me on a rodeo of my life through the experience of an atomic wedgie that only, you know, only one of the most painful experiences you will ever imagine. But yeah, that's part and parcel with living with brothers, unfortunately. But yeah, yeah, stay tuned for the next video, guys. I will be trying to get some videos out, maybe even a couple of streams here and there. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for sticking with me, and until the next one, take it easy, stay well, and yeah, take care, guys.
All in your head.